Right, welcome back to the Second Battle of Kernstown, 1864, American Civil War, using Ultra Freedom rules. I brought you back, and I'll just get down there, you can see that. I'm just about to start turn 4, so you originally saw turn 1, I've done turn 2 and 3 since then, and what has happened is, let's start at the far end and zoom in a bit. Maybe that's a bit too much. No, that's okay. With General Crook having to use different number of priority points for every one of his divisions, the turn clock is absolutely whizzing round, because every time you drop down to the next priority from 5 to 4 to 3, you roll the turn clock again. Well, in turn 2, as you can see, the Union left has pushed up. The deployed artillery, in fact, it was firing last turn. He's got divisions in the centre into line. His cavalry's moved over onto the right flank. Oh, can you see that? And then down here, he's got his other division is deployed with artillery, and it's just fired, which is fine for the Union, but for the Confederates, over on that far side, Breckinridge, he's not being able to move anything. I didn't put down enough priority points. Well, I did on turn 3. I thought I had, because I gave this unit here on the right flank 3 priority points. Or was it 2? I think it was 3. But because the Union had won the initiative and they were controlling the clock, the units with 3, let me get this right. Yeah, I did the 5, which was one of the units over here. I did the 4, and then the 3, which was again units. So the Union moved 3 units. The Confederate still hasn't moved. And then the clock was down. The clock ran out in turn 3, in turn 2. So the clock ran out, so the Confederates basically didn't move anything. So the next turn, again, the Union won, rolled high for the clock. And I even used a couple of red discs from Early to try and win control of the clock. And I think the Confederates rolled a 2, Union rolled a 5, so they got it anyway. Because that 2 I would have added to the 2 to make 4, but the Union rolled 5, so they controlled the clock again. And basically, the only way I could do it is I moved, to make sure they could move, I gave this unit, I don't know if you can see it, let me come back a bit. Yeah, go. Yeah. I gave this cavalry 5 priority points. Or was it 4? I gave them 4, and I gave this infantry 3. So you can see they're both, I'll pull back a bit, you might see better. They're both starting to advance now. The cavalry are galloping down this road, and the infantry are going over the hill. But that's all I got to activate. Again, it was the Union. So this turn clock is brutal. You've really got to try and plan ahead, because you don't know who's going to win initiative, and whoever controls the clock, when you roll 2 dice, I mean, like, I don't know, let's roll a couple of dice here just for fun. Oh, well, they're both 2s, they would be, wouldn't they? But I mean, if we'd roll a 5 and a 2, whoever controls the clock can choose to knock 5 off the 10 of the turn clock, or 2, depending on whether he wants the turn to last longer, or if he wants it to pass quicker. So you've got to really be aware of that, because you might have priority points, but even though you've got priority points, the turn clock's run out, so you still can't damn well move. So it's getting interesting. Anyway, now we've got to that point where General Crook, the Union commander, can now see this cavalry division and this new infantry division. So he's going to have to start thinking about what he's going to do now, because he now realises that he's way outnumbered. So I think he's going to have to start pulling back. So it should be interesting now to see how he spends his priority points. And I'm wondering if I can ever get the Confederates into action. The Union may start falling back because he's got a shed load of priority points. But the Union, I could spend more points for the Union, but for the Confederates, the trouble is you could then end up with an isolated division. They're pushed forward, but they're isolated, which would give the Union a nice opportunity, maybe, to get close in on a Confederate division from a couple of sides, from flank or something, because they're isolated, because I've used the priority points to push them up, to try and beat this inept trait. It might be inept, but it's a bloody advantage in this game, I would have said, because assuming you've got enough priority points, and he's got 15, and he's only got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6, so he can move 5, 4, 3. He can move 5 every turn. There's only one he'd have to not move if he allocates all his points with a different number to each one. So it takes a lot of thought, it takes some thinking. As I say, I'm just about to start turn 4, and I think, depending on who wins the initiative, I've got to allocate priority points for trying to control the clock, plus I've also got to give every division priority points to see if it's going to move. I'll just come back and see on that one. So there's a hell of a lot to think about in this. It's I'm not complaining, it's good. It's got more depth than I realised. And the turn clock, as they did say in the rules, that the turn clock is crucial, and by God it is. And so are some of them traits for the generals. The Unions have got some decent traits as well. There's one what I think it's Breckenridge allows him to rally units more than, give a +2 bonus or something, rather than just have to throw a 6. He can rally on a 4, 5 and 6. And there's various little traits like that each commander has. They have good ones and bad ones. Early, he's got his bad one is that he's dour, so he can never add anything to any bonus of any sort to rally troops. The men respect him, but they don't like him basically. It doesn't inspire confidence in them, so he can never rally. So they have all these little traits that you have to remember, but organising these priority points and allocating priority points to the units and then trying to control the turn clock is absolutely brutal. Just a lot of people just don't go. You can see, where the cannon fired on 2 occasions, going a little bit. It was the Union cannon who got off, and the Confederates had nothing to answer with because they've got nothing picking deployed. He fired across here at Hoffman, part of Ramsay's division. I think he rolled a 1 or a 2. He missed anyway. And same over here. He fired across the bridge at Smith of Wharton's division. And again, a lousy roll, so he hit nothing. But we're now halfway through the game, and that's the best action. The artillery above, or 2 pieces of artillery, each got a shot off, and that's it. And there's only this turn and 2 more, and the scenario's over. So it's you've got to really give it some thought. Anyway, I thought I'd come back just to give me thoughts on that and give you an update on what's actually happening on the battlefield, because I know a few people were quite interested in my thoughts. And I do like it, don't get me wrong, I love it. But back on this blooming turn clock, you really do need to control this baby. And even if you control it, depending on what's rolled, you still might not be able to slow it down enough. The Union want it to go really slow now, rather the Union want it to go fast now, so that they can pull back. And the Confederates don't have the time to catch them up, basically. Whereas obviously the Confederates, they want the time to go slow. So I'm going to have to spend points to try and control that clock, try and win control of the clock. Because you roll a dice anyway, and then you add any points that you've added to that to try and win control. But then when you do that, you're taking away priority points which I need to get above bloody Crook there, who issues 5 to his first one, 4 or 3, or he might issue 3, 2, 1, and you still on time clock or something else. So you're constantly in this battle, not only on the table, but to control the clock and how to activate your units. So it's not only a war game, it's a bloody puzzle, but an enjoyable puzzle, don't get me wrong. Very interesting. It'd be even more interesting to see it on a bigger battle, but let's walk before we can run it. I'm still getting my head around this first one. So I thought I'd give you an update because I've been very pleasantly surprised. Well, I expected the rules to be good, but it's better than I thought. There's a hell of a lot more thought goes into this than just moving and units and shooting. No. There's a lot of thought goes into it. So thanks for watching. I'll speak to you on the next one, probably at the conclusion, and I'll come back with final thoughts. But that might be a day or two's time. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you on the next one. Bye for now.